In a move that sent shockwaves through the United States, Canada decided to play hardball with its energy policy. Ontario slapped a 25% tariff on electricity exports to the US. This hit American families and businesses hard. The tariffs threatened to disrupt lives in several states. Washington was blindsided. The move was seen as a betrayal by our northern neighbor. The impact was immediate, raising concerns about energy security. The fallout from Canada's electricity tariffs was felt most acutely in 3 states: Minnesota, New York, and Michigan. These states rely heavily on Canadian electricity imports to keep their lights on and their industries humming. The tariffs threatened to upend their energy markets and inflict significant economic pain. Minnesota, with its reliance on Canadian hydropower, faced the prospect of soaring energy bills for households and businesses alike. The state's industrial sector, heavily dependent on affordable energy, was particularly vulnerable. The tariffs posed a serious threat to jobs and economic stability in the region. New York, home to the bustling metropolis of New York City, was also staring down the barrel of an energy crisis. The state's aging energy infrastructure and high energy demands made it particularly susceptible to disruptions in supply. The tariffs threatened to exacerbate an already precarious situation. Michigan, a state grappling with economic challenges, faced the possibility of further job losses and industrial decline. The tariffs threatened to stifle the state's manufacturing sector, which relies heavily on affordable energy. President Trump, never one to back down from a fight, responded to Canada's electricity tariffs with characteristic forcefulness. He accused Canada of unfair trade practices and vowed to protect American interests. Trump threatened to retaliate with tariffs of his own, targeting Canadian steel and aluminum exports. In a move that underscored the seriousness of the situation, Trump threatened to declare a national emergency in the affected states. This would have granted him sweeping powers to address the energy crisis, potentially including bypassing Congress to impose tariffs or other trade restrictions. Trump took to his favorite platform, Truth Social, to denounce Canada's actions and rally support for his stance. He accused Prime Minister Trudeau of betraying the long-standing friendship between the two countries and of putting his own political interests ahead of the needs of the American people. Trump's tough talk and decisive action sent a clear message to Canada. The United States would not be bullied on trade. His willingness to use all the tools at his disposal, including tariffs and national emergency declarations, put Canada on notice that there would be consequences for their actions. While the immediate crisis was averted with the suspension of Canada's electricity tariffs, the underlying tensions and potential for future conflict remain. The situation highlighted the vulnerability of cross-border energy interdependence and the potential for political disputes to disrupt vital supply chains. The experience served as a wake-up call for the United States to reevaluate its energy security and reduce its reliance on foreign sources of electricity. It also exposed the fragility of the USMCA trade agreement and the need for stronger mechanisms to prevent and resolve trade disputes. The episode left a bitter aftertaste in the relationship between the United States and Canada, two countries with a long history of friendship and cooperation. It remains to be seen whether the wounds inflicted by this trade spat can be healed, and whether the two countries can find a way to move forward on energy and trade in a spirit of mutual respect and benefit. The future of cross-border energy cooperation hangs in the balance. One thing is clear: the United States needs to prioritize energy independence to ensure that American families and businesses are never again held hostage to the whims of foreign governments.